So in a little while from now, if I'm not feeling any less sad, I promise myself to treat myself and visit a nearby tower. And climbing to the top, will throw myself off in an effort to make clear to whoever what it's like when you're shattered, left standing in the lurch at a church where people are saying, my God, that's tough. She stood him up. No point in us remaining. We may as well go home, as I did on my own, alone again, naturally. To think that only yesterday I was cheerful, bright and gay, looking forward to what wouldn't do the role I was about to play. But as if to knock me down, reality came around, and without so much as a mere touch, cut me into little pieces, leaving me to doubt. Talk about God in His mercy, who if He really does exist, why did He desert me in my hour of need? I truly am indeed alone again, naturally. It seems to me that there are more hearts broken in the world that can't be mended, left unattended. What do we do? What do we do? Alone again, naturally. Now looking back over the years, and whatever else that appears, I remember I cried when my father died, never wishing to hide the tears. And at 65 years old, my mother, God rest her soul, couldn't understand why the only man she had ever loved had been taken, leaving her to start with a heart so badly broken. Despite encouragement from me, no words were ever spoken. And when she passed away, I cried all day, alone again, naturally. Alone again, naturally.
Now in the Mansfield Hedges chase, it's Pendle, he's only got to jump in at the last. He hits the top, but he's all right. He got away with that one, and it's Pendle now. But Red Candle, lightly weighted, coming strongly, Jimmy Fox, and there's not going to be much in it. Pendle being pressed now by Red Candle. Pendle has got an awful lot of weight for a novice, coming towards the line, and the post comes just in time for it. Pendle.
Well over there. Nothing between Kinlochbrae, just second in front of Cassiolin, and now racing up the hill, it's Crisp, clear, and still keeping up the gallop, well clear of Kinlochbrae in second place. Crisp into the last fence now, jumps it beautifully, and he's well clear, coming right away now. An impressive performance by Crisp, because he's galloping on strongly now, with 150 yards to go. It's Crisp keeping up the gallop, going well clear of Kinlochbrae and Cassiolin, and at the post, Crisp the winner.
Ditch, and it's Harper's Ferry in the lead over safely, although he propped just a little bit, but he's still in the lead with one to go. It's Harper's Ferry, then comes Stage Struck, and as I look back, Baltazar came down there. They have one to go. Harper's Ferry the leader, and Stage Struck fighting back in the picture, and it's between these two, and it's going to be a very near thing. Some guessed in third place, then comes Skyburn. They've got about 150 yards to go, and it's Stage Struck on the far side, Harpersbury on the near side, and it's intriguing, absolutely neck and neck as they come up towards the yard. They've got about 25 yards to go, but it's Harpersbury holding on in Harpersbury.
Coming to the second last now, and Bueller coming there on the outside strongly to challenge Boxer on the near side. It's Bueller from Boxer. Bueller in the lead now from Boxer in second, then comes Callan and hard at it back in fourth place. They're rounding the home turn now in the 1972 champion hurdle, and it's the champion Bueller in the lead from Boxer in second, hard at it, putting in a good run. Then comes Callan. They're coming to the final hurdle now, and it looks as though Bueller's only going to jump it. He's full of running. He's getting a tremendous roar from the crowd as he comes to the final flight, and he jumps it clear of Boxer, who jumps it second. Hard at it's moved into third place. Then comes Callan and Life at K, and racing up towards the line. And here's Bueller getting a storming reception from the crowd as he goes to win his second champion hurdle. It's going to be a near thing for second and third places, with Life at Key running on strongly to challenge Boxer. At the line, Bueller's the winner. Then comes Boxer in
I did not draw my notes down. I didn't realise, in fact, until a long time ago when I went to a rugby league match in Yorkshire, where I saw you. It's the first time I ever saw you apart from on the screen. But in fact, you're a Yorkshire girl.
Yes, that was the occasion when I went home, and it was sort of local girl made good.
Yeah.
And it was smashing.
Yeah.
They all said, you know, hello, Diane, haven't changed, have you?
But you have, of course.
What?
You have, of course.
No, I don't think basically, no.
No.
I mean, I have many more accessories. I mean, I suppose I've got more money and more things, but the qualities that existed as a Yorkshire girl are still there.
What are they? What are the particular qualities, do you think, that that part of the country gives you?
It's a sense of reality, I think, more than anything else. The awareness that even though you may be a success, there's that Yorkshire voice at the back of your mind which is saying, aye, but no, but just. You've still got to keep working at it, you know.
What kind of, I mean, from kind of the background that you did up there, which I know very well, being I was born so very near you, it always struck me that if I had ever said that I wanted to go into the theatre, that my dad would have thought he spawned a wrong 'un. You know. Did you have something of this parental opposition to your ambitions to being an actress?
Not too much. Parents, they love you very much, and if they think you want to do something like crazy, like being an actress, then they're behind you. But there's always a reason. They always, in some sense, rationalize it. And I heard my mother's rationalization only last week. And she said, well, of course, she said, some time ago, she said, one of your forebears was illegitimate. And that seems to explain the fact that I became an actress.
It's very curious how people associate sort of so-called loose morality and the
Absolutely,
theatre, isn't it?
yes, yeah.
And has it been your experience in the theatre that in fact that this is a lie or a truth?
Oh, I think it's a lie. The days of the casting couch, if they ever did exist, I think they must have been very much exaggerated, because nobody's asked me to take off my clothes for a part. I mean, I don't know whether to take that as a sort of knock or what, but...
win his first ever race at the National Hunt Meeting, provided he jumps the last fence in the Arkle Trophy, because Pendle has put up a scintillating performance so far. He's coming to the last well clear now. Coleridge putting in a good run towards the stand side, but he'll never catch him provided he jumps it. He's only going to jump it. Pendle is over and clear, and he's striding away to gain a most impressive triumph. Coleridge has jumped in second, then comes Kobuk and Avondhu, and racing up towards the line, it's Pendle a long way in the lead from Glencarrig Lady in second. Lescargo bidding for a third successive Gold Cup is in third place. Crisp is in fourth now as they make towards the second last fence in the 1972 Gold Cup, with the Dickler in the lead, being pressed by Lescargo and Glencarrig Lady pushing a great run over on the far side. Crisp is in fourth place, and over there won the Dickler from Glencarrig Lady. Crisp has jumped in third now and racing up towards the final fence, and it's the Dickler from Glencarrig Lady. Then comes Lescargo, then Crisp, and then Royal Toss and Spanish Steps. This is the final fence. It's Barry Brogan on the Dickler from Glencarrig Lady. Crisp is going to jump in third, and over that one, it's the Dickler over from Glencarrig Lady. Royal Toss is putting in a great run over on the far side. Crisp on the near side, but it's the Dickler from Glencarrig Lady as they race up towards the line. 25 yards to run, and Royal Toss is getting into it too, but it's Glencarrig Lady forging ahead of the line, and Glencarrig Lady is the winner. Royal Toss is second, the Dickler.
In
the early 70s, international show jumper Harvey Smith and former Grand National second Pat McCarron decided to go round before the days of health and safety and insurance.
Oh, I enjoyed that. All right. This chair's supposed to be big venture.
This is one of the biggest runs in Europe.
It is.
If you go out over here, you know you're jumping.
Hey, we're off.
And how prophetic was that? Pat McCarron gets dislodged, but Harvey takes a grip and pulls up. They agree to swap horses. Would this make any difference?
Right, the next one's like stepping off the edge of the world. Right? This is the big one.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? Awesome.
I can tell you what he thought of that. He broke his collarbone, but he was here to jump the fences, and that's exactly what he did.
I think a horse and a rider that wins that course deserves every penny they get.
They do, don't they?
I don't care what fees you fellas get, you deserve.
Number 36 is also out of the running. They clear the chair with Fair Vulcan and Miss Hunter the leaders. Occupational hazards of racing. A loose horse cuts across Miss Hunter. This may have cost her a place. Over a third of the field are out of the running, leaving the rest well spread out. Second time round and back to the first fence again. Number 29, Just a Gamble, is out of it, but still very much in with a chance. Fair Vulcan, Black Secret, Asprey, General Simon. Black Secret, 14 to 1 in the betting, still well to the fore. What's left of the 42 runners take the 5-foot thorn fence. Previous national winners, number 5 Specify and number 2 Gay Trip, with number 27 Asprey. The horses tiring now. Under the best conditions, the national course is a demanding test for horse and rider. Beecher's Brook for the second time. They jumped this 4'10" thorn fence with a 5.5-foot brook to get over as well. A jump designed to separate the GGs from the jockeys. Watch champion jockey Graham Thorner. Well-to-do, entered only 15 minutes before entries for the national closed, now going strongly, which is more than can be said for the Puka. Approaching Valentine's for the second time. No one falls here, but there's still a long way to go yet. Neck and neck now, Black Secret and General Simons, and coming up on the outside, Terry Biddlecombe on Gay Trip. Sean Barker on Black Secret is almost certain he has the national sewn up. The last fence, and the new lead horse is well-to-do, followed by Black Secret, then General Simons. And Gay Trip on the stand side, ready to make a race of it. And so Well-to-Do, ridden by 23-year-old Graham Thorner, wins the 1972 Grand National, closely beating Terry Biddlecombe on Gay Trip, with Black Secret and General Simons dead heating for third place. For this 9-year-old, a great race. For Graham Thorner, who's reached the peak of his profession, a great run. For the owner, just over £25,000. Winner of the 1972 Grand National. Well done, Well-to-Do.
Still in the lead. It's Grey Sombrero over from Fair Nicola second, Clever Scott who pecked a bit third, then Young Ashleaf and then Tantalum, and those 5 are a long way clear of Ballysaggett and Titus Oates. Coming to the second last now, it's still Grey Sombrero. Grace Sombera over. Fair Nicola second. Clever Scott third. Young Ashleaf is fourth. Tantalum fifth. Then comes Titus Oates for Nakapan and Bally second. Racing up to the last now. It's Grace Sombera being strongly challenged now by Fair Nicola. Coming into the last now. Grace Sombera and Fair Nicola over together, followed by Clever Scott and Young Ashleaf. And in the run in, it's Grace Sombera nearest to us. Fair Nicola on the far side. Then comes Young Ashleaf running on to take third place. But it's still the grey hanging on. Grace Sombera from Fair Nicola, Young Ashleaf and Clever Scott. And that's how they finish. Grace Sombera the winner. Fair Nicola second. Young Ashleaf.
It doesn't look like a crime, and it's certainly a very popular pastime. There are 22 pitches crowded onto St James's Park at Paisley here, and on every one of them 22 players are hard at it every Saturday. It's getting air into their lungs, fat off their waists, it's doing them good, and it's harmless. Or so you might think. And 6 days a week, you'd be right. But do this in Paisley on a Sunday, and it's a sin. An old bylaw has been brought back to life, and Sunday football in Paisley has been clobbered. 2 Sundays ago, while people all over the country were playing football on pitches like these, the police swooped and took the names of every man and boy who was playing here and said that they might be prosecuted. This Sunday, the pitches are empty, and any would-be criminal who tries to set foot on them is being warned off.
I'm checking them totally. That's my job.
But what's the difference in the day between you anyhow?
That's what I'm getting paid for.
We're not doing you anyhow, am I?
Well, that's what I'm getting paid for, Jim. And I'll check them.
Can you tell me why you're stopping them playing?
Well, you read the bylaws, didn't you? Well, that's...
So the bylaws say that no football may be played here on a Sunday without council permission.
Yes, that's correct.
But some football is being played.
I own 4 pitches. I put them up, these 4 pitches, just a week ago. You know?
What was it that happened 2 weeks ago when the police moved in?
Well, they're getting booked. The police can book them then if they get to play in these pitches.
And how many people were booked?
100.
100?
Yes.
Does it make sense to you, this?
It does not.
It does not?
No, it doesn't make sense.
But it's your job to do it all the same?
I'm getting paid for it, Dennis.
Where do you think it springs from, and who had this idea?
Well, the Paisley Corporation.
Paisley Corporation have indeed set aside some pitches where football is allowed on Sunday. And to be given a pitch like this to play on does make for an interesting game.
McGilly now in possession on the far side of the Slagheads. A good ball into the water jump. Johnson now on this near wing, and a neat piece of mountaineering. A quick back hill, up and over. Down now at ground level again, and it's Jones. To McGilly, to Beechersbrook. But not for long, because it's Higgins now. Higgins is still in possession. Higgins still paddling out there on that far side. Higgins it is. Higgins still paddling, still going strong.
It's an interesting game, but is it football?
I don't think anybody can play football in this. If you play football in this, there's a lot of these people are still working. They're liable to be off their work for good. They're not getting a chance to play football in it. And the police keep coming and chasing us.
Even if they were prepared to put up with cinder heaps and small lakes, the Sunday footballers weren't allowed to play in peace. Midway through the second half, the police arrived in force at the scene of the crime. Or was it a crime?
Well, we've had a complaint from the Parks Department about unauthorised playing of football in the park here. It's a contravention of the park bylaws to play a game of football without the consent of the corporation.
And so you have stepped in to do what?
To stop unauthorised playing of football in the park here.
This game you've just visited, it turns out to be an authorised game, because you don't appear to have stopped it.
We're awaiting to contact the park ranger.
Was it a crime? Well, we may never know, because while the police and the park ranger have been trying to decide whether or not it is legal to commit football on that particular pitch today, the match has ended and all the players have gone home. It's all been very confusing for everyone concerned, but one thing is clear. Behind all this, someone is still pushing that ancient tradition of thou shalt not on the Sabbath that most of us have forgotten. It all began nearly 500 years ago when James IV forbade his subjects to kick a pig's bladder around the field on Sunday because he preferred them to practice archery for use against the English. And now, in 1972, in Paisley, it's still possible for those who play football on Sunday to run into trouble.
Well, of course, it has always been council policy not to allow football in our public parks on a Sunday. I would say the reason that this rule has always been upheld is because of the amount of football that's played there at the moment, and there is a limit to how much a football pitch can take, and we feel that to introduce Sunday football into the pitches would make it very difficult to maintain the standard we would like to see. There is an area in St James's Park where football is allowed 7 days a week.
But that area is ridiculous. It's covered in heaps of cinders and broken glass and swamps.
I don't think it's all covered in glass. I think it's possible to play football there.
Meanwhile, the ban on Sunday football on most pitches stays.
At the moment, it does, yes.
David Harvey preferred in goal to Gary Scrape. Alan Clark had a fitness test this morning. So too did Johnny Giles. Both came through successfully. The substitute, Mick Bates. Arsenal picked the team they wanted to pick. Bertie Mee had no problems at all. The side chosen on merit. And the substitute is Ray Kennedy, who played in last year's final, but lost his place in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Armstrong. Rice on the outside. Beaten by Gray. Now low enough for Leeds. Clark. Ball for Arsenal. George, beaten by Charlton. Now Madeley. Number 7, Lorimer. Vic Jones out on the right. Number 9. Trying to take on McNabb on the outside. He's round the back. Clark. 1-0. Committed, Jones strong enough to recover, and just that's the way Clark tears under that. An example of the Leeds 1-2. Clark so unselfish this afternoon in his running, and no wonder the Leeds supporters are celebrating. Jones and Clark with a near telepathic understanding, 2 of the best front runners in football. 1-0 to Leeds, 9 minutes of the second half.
Very sad. The only thing is that I feel very satisfied with the position that Ascot is now in. I think that it will continue on the lines that we have tried to follow. And I hope that I shall be here most of the meetings without any responsibility.
You'll be remembered perhaps by many people as the man who banned hot pants in the royal enclosure. Is that what happened?
Well, of course it isn't what happened, because it never came into it. Trouser suits were given permission to be worn, and of course certain sections of the press couldn't allow that to pass without trying to go to town and ring up about hot pants. And I said I hadn't really much knowledge about hot pants, but they didn't come under the heading of trouser suits, and that was as far as it went, as far as I was concerned. And in my day, we've had no trouble. There may well be people who boast that they came here in hot pants. Well, good luck to them if they did, but I don't think they better try it again.
To go. High top is clear of Roberto, who's now running on very strong. Roberto is the danger. It's high top challenged by Roberto. Then comes Sun Prince, Steel Pulse, Philippa Spain and Big Bead. Racing up now with just 100 yards to go. It's high top hanging on desperately from Roberto, and he's just going to make it at the post. High top the winner. Roberto second.
Ti senti meglio? Mica tu mi capisci, no? Sei italiano come tuo padre? Tuo padre sta male. Quando tu sta meglio, cerchiamo di fare un riunione e mettiamo tutto a posto. Sti fissaria, si deve finire.
Taramos, passed now by Coup de Feu. It's Coup de Feu coming on now from Mezzanine with Lester Pickett bringing Moulton up smoothly on the outside. Rheingold is in the race too. Then comes Taramos. They're coming to the final furlong now, and there's nothing to choose in. Coup de Feu on the rails, Rheingold in the centre, and Moulton on this side, and Moulton is coming through to take it up from Rheingold. It's a very close thing indeed between Moulton on this side, Rheingold on the far side, with Coup de Feu back in third place, and Rheingold is just getting his head in front, and at the post is Rheingold the winner.
Deceptive. He's not quite in front yet, but he is almost now, and it's Knockrow now taking it up with Minio coming fast to take second off Frascati at the distance now, and it's Knockrow, the odds-on favourite, the course and distance winner, going on now with Lester Pickett about a length and a half in front of Minio in second. Frascati is still in third, and these have gone clear of the pace-making Meissen. Racing up to the line, Knockrow is going to win the Yorkshire Cup, and at the line, Knockrow wins it. Minio is second.
Disappear into the dawn if you have dreams enough to share. Hey, Mr. Dream Teller, where have you been? Tell me, have you dreams I can see? I came along just to bring you this song. Can you spare one dream for me?
They're off in the Brigane, 2,100 metres, just over a mile and a quarter, and Millreef back in 5th place at the moment as Mary Slipper takes them along from Conquistador. Willie Carson, then comes Lester Pickett on Credit Man just in behind him, and then Millreef has moved into 4th now, relegating Lombardo, Japanese owned now, to 5th place on his outside. Then comes El Toro just in behind them, racing up the hill, and Mary Slipper, Tommy Carter, taking him along from Conquistador on the inside, then Credit Man, then Millreef. So British jockeys 1, 2, 3, 4 at the moment in this pre-Ganem, and it's still Mary Slipper in the lead from Conquistador, then Credit Man, then Jeff has eased Millreef towards the outside, towards the right as we see them now, but still Mary Slipper in the lead from the white-faced Conquistador. Then Millreef has moved into 3rd now and coming on the outside to join Conquistador. Then comes El Toro going strongly just in behind him. They're beginning to race towards into the home stretch now, and Millreef is suddenly taken off from Conquistador and El Toro, and he's striding away from them, and Jeff Lewis a peep over his left shoulder, and another peep, and he'll need binoculars soon. soon. He's really opened up a gap. This is the first time the French race crowd have seen him since he won the Arc de Triomphe, and they're really loving this, and they're giving him a great ovation, and Milreef enjoying it too, and he's opening up a gap of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lengths as he strides away. You don't often see £30,000 prizes won with this ease. It's Milreef and the rest nowhere.
But I've got a picture of it, and I've worked it back with a thumb.
It's nothing like that.
It's 15. It's actually 15. It's just half a thumb off of 15, so it's 14 and a half lengths, you know. That was one of his greatest performances.
The little horse now seems unbeatable.
The 2 furlong marker now, and it's Ballyhot from Brigadier Gerard, and now Joe Mercer will have to shake him up. Pembroke Castle in 3rd place. They're coming to the final furlong now, and it's Ballyhot on the rails, and Brigadier Gerard is having to be shaken up to get to him, and he hasn't quite got to him yet, but as they come to the last 100 yards, he's finding a little bit extra, and he's just in front. He's half a length in front. Coming up to the line, it's Brigadier Gerard.
The public gallop against 2 stablemates on Newbury Racecourse. Aldi, an enthusiastic grey, a Morris dancer, an ageing star of Kingsclear do their best. But they seem to be running through syrup as Milreef quickens away from them in the straight. The partnership's back at Epsom for the Coronation Cup. It's the last warm-up before the Brigadier. This should be a lap of honour, and not many want to take him on.
Rounding Tattenham Corner into the straight, and Bright Beam has been doing the donkey work for Milreef, now being passed by Homeric as they're inside the final 3 furlongs, and Joe Mercer making the best of his way home now on Homeric, but Jeff Lewis poised in behind him there on Milreef, 15-2 on to win this Coronation Cup. Inside the final 2 furlongs, and Milreef ranging now upsides Homeric. He's taken a neck advantage, a half-length advantage, and they're racing into the final furlong, and Milreef just with the nice easy advantage now over Homeric, but Homeric fighting back. Homeric fighting back over on the far side. Milreef in trouble, and Jeff Lewis has drawn his stick, and they're racing up towards the line. There's nothing between them. Homeric on the far side, Milreef on the near side. There must be a photo finish.
He wins, yet that smile is a little forced.
And the official time of the winning horse was 2 minutes 34.
Millreef's strength had been sapped by a virus in his blood.
They're nearly at Tattenham Corner now, and as they come down to the final turn, it's still Lady Jones on the inside of Valmara, who's losing ground there. Regal Exception is running on very well, and as they turn into the straight now, it's Lady Jones and Regal Exception together. From Austria, Arkadina on the far rail there, running on quite well. Bus is still showing up quite handily. Ginevra has made a lot of ground through on the inside. Running up the centre of the course come Pidgeot, Angel Beam, Gold Roulette, Soulier and Marisela, but it's Regal Exception who's taken it up now, with Ginevra coming to challenge very strongly, and Lady Jones is still there. With just over a furlong to go, it's Regal Exception from Ginevra on this side, and it's Ginevra taking it up now. As they come into the final furlong, it's Ginevra from Regal Exception. Then comes Lady Jones, Arkadina, Gold Roulette and Angel Beam, but it's Ginevra as they come up to the line. Ginevra, the winner of the Oaks, from Regal Exception, Arkadina, Lady Jones, Gold Roulette, Angel Beam, Soulier, Pidgeot. Then comes Austria, Marisela, Bus, Padrona, Badeni, Colourful, Jacomima, Parthian Queen, and finally Belmont. As they settle down, it's Sukawa, Meadowmint and Ormindo together, followed by Roberto on the inside, Pentland Firth up with the leaders, then Meadowmint, Charling, Steel Pulse, Young Arthur, then Palladium, Paper Cap and Mercia Boy. At the back of the field at the moment is Mezzanine with Neptunium and Donello. They are just over a mile still from home now, and Pentland Firth is just the leader. Pentland Firth from Meadowmint and Ormindo, then Mercia Boy, Roberto, Sukawa, Young Arthur, then comes Steel Pulse, Charling, and at the top of the hill now, with just about 7 furlongs to run, it's Pentland Firth from Meadowmint, Ormindo, Mercia Boy, Sukawa, Roberto, Rheingold improving there, Steel Pulse quite well placed, Mercia Boy dropping back a little bit, Our Mirage dropping back quite fast there. They're running down the hill now with Pentland Firth from Meadowmint, Ormindo, Mercia Boy there, Roberto beautifully poised on the rails just behind Ormindo, Pentland Firth there from Meadowmint, Manitoulin running on the outside there together with Palladium. They're coming fairly near to Tattenham Corner now, just about half a mile to go, and it's still Pentland Firth the leader. From Meadowmint, Ormindo, Manitoulin, Roberto, Paper Cap running on the far side, Leafard running very, very wide, almost into the stands on the far side. 3 furlongs to go, and it's Pentland Firth running on strongly from Meadowmint, Ormindo, Manitoulin, Rheingold coming up on the outside. Roberto is there with a chance. Paper Cap and Our Mirage are running on, and so is Yarrowstaff. With just under a quarter mile to go, it's Pentland Firth on the far side from Rheingold, Roberto, Meadowmint, Ormindo, Gombos and Yarrowstaff, and now it's Rheingold and Roberto from Pentland Firth, who's a bit squeezed for room over on the far side, and as they run into the final furlong, it's Roberto and Rheingold nearest to us, Roberto over on the far side. They're running absolutely head for head, followed by Pentland Firth and Our Mirage, and at the post I think Lester Piggott has just...
how they multiply. Crazy horses, will they never halt? If they keep on moving, then it's all our fault. What a show, there they go, smoking up the sky, yeah. Crazy horses, all got riders under you and
All standing well as we wait for a start. And they're off for the lead. Breaking for the lead is Reva Ridge in the center of the track. Hold your piece on the inside. Also Dr. Neal between horses. Then on the outside it's Hossy's Image. Right along the rail, Sensitive Music. Up on the outside is Majestic Needle and No Le Asse. They're coming by the stands, and Reva Ridge is the leader. He leads it by a length and a half. On the outside to challenge is Majestic Needle in second. Hold Your Peace is third along the rail, followed by Dr. Neal in fourth. Hossy's Image is fifth. Into the rail in sixth is No Le Asse. Then moving back in the field, it is Pacayo, Introductivo. Along the inside, Sensitive Music. Then Head of the River. On the outside, Free Text, Big Spruce, Napoise, Big Brown Bear, Kentucky in the trailer is Our Trade Wind. They're moving to the backstretch, and on the backstretch it's Reva Ridge, the leader by one length, and Hold Your Peace is now moved up. He has second and is moving alongside Reva Ridge. There is a challenge now. Dropping back a bit in third is Majestic Needle. Beginning to move up is Hossy's Image to challenge for third. No Le Asse holds fifth on the outside. On the inside it's Dr. Neal. Further back, beginning to move a bit is Introductivo, and Free Text is also beginning to move up. They're into the turn. It's still Reva Ridge by a half a length, and Hold Your Peace is second by 7 lengths. Much further back, Hossy's Image in third. No Le Asse in fourth. Goes through along the rail. The challenge takes over third now. Then on the outside is Sensitive Music now sixth. Continuing in seventh is Dr. Neal. They're coming for the head of the stretch. That's Reva Ridge, the leader by one length. Hold Your Peace is holding second. Now drops into the rail. Now Reva Ridge and Hold Your Peace are still close together. No Le Asse is gaining ground in third. Further back in fourth, it is still Introductivo. Coming to the wire, it's Reva Ridge under a hand ride by 5 lengths. It's No Le Asse going by to take second, and Hold Your Peace third. Coming to the wire, it's Reva Ridge. No Le Asse, Hold Your Peace, Introductivo. At the finish, you saw him go on to win it very comfortably. Reva Ridge, No Le Asse clearly second in the race. Hold Your Peace retiring third. And then in fourth, somewhat of an outsider, Introductivo. That's the way they finished here in the Kentucky Derby.
Gerard comes to take it up from prominent. The crowd roaring already. Brigadier Gerard and Joe Mercer gone to the front now with less than with inside the furlong marker. And it's Brigadier Gerard clear of Steel Pulse. Then comes Pembroke Castle. Behind him is Prominent, and toiling behind them is Lord David. Racing up towards the line. Brigadier Gerard getting a storming reception from the Royal Ascot crowd. He's doing it again in brilliant style to come up and win his 13th successive race and to remain unbeaten. Brigadier Gerard, the clear winner from Steel Pulse, second in Pembroke Castle.
The Irish Sweeps Derby is at the very top of the racing calendar. There were, of course, a number of racegoers eager to part with their money, but nobody's going to make a monkey out of him. Ballymore, ridden by this year's Epsom Derby winner, Lester Piggott. Number 4, Bog Road, with jockey George McGrath. And Roberto, the Epsom winner, ridden here by Johnny Rowe. Number 6, one of the favourites, Leafar. Number 14 is Steel Pulse, ridden by Australian Bill Williamson. And a Toulin, number 10, just loosening up. 13 is Scottish Rifle, looking a bit edgy. And they're off with number 12, Extension, ridden by Christy Roach, leading the field in the 1972 Irish Sweeps Derby. There's 1 mile and 4 furlongs as 14 really top-class contenders go round here at the Curragh for the big money of over £58,000. So far, the summer hasn't been very kind to outdoor events, but good weather or bad, the Irish Derby provides the peak of excitement. For some, that is. Near the finish now as Bill Williamson on Steel Pulse and Scottish Rifle, ridden by Ron Hutchinson, battle it out. But it's Steel Pulse who clings to the lead as they cross the line. In second place was number 13, Scottish Rifle, followed by number 1, Ballymore. And so Steel Pulse, trained by Australian Scobie Breesley, is the winner of the Irish Sweeps Derby. This millionaire ship owner from Kashmir, Mr. Ravi Tikku, is well pleased with a colt he bought for £4,000.
Couldn't dampen the spirit of Royal Ascot. But after all, in Ascot week, who cares about the weather? The Queen with the Shah of Iran, who was there on a private visit. Happily acknowledging the colourful scene, Princess Anne and the Queen Mother. And before the horse parade, the fashion parade. Blooming lovely, Nina Barton-Smith with real flowers. Hope she's immune to hay fever. Long dresses seem to be quite the thing again. There's number 8, St. Ives. Duncan Keith gets into the saddle on number 6, Rock Roy. Pat Edery on Erimo Hawk. And there's an optimistic punter. And so to the 3:45 at Ascot, the Gold Cup. Number 1, Hugh Thomas in the lead, ridden by Fred Morby. Hugh Thomas led the field till halfway round the 2.5-mile course, but after that quickly faded away. Now rounding the bend for the final time. And it's almost neck and neck as the two leaders race for the post. Rockroy nearest to the rails, and Erimo Hawk battling for a prize of over £18,000. First at the post is Rockroy. Unfortunately, Rockroy was disqualified after a steward's inquiry. The official placings were Erimo Hawk first, second Rockroy, and third Irving. Mrs. Schilling had obviously spent more than a bob on this creation. She was obviously dressed for the weather. You know, my dear, I always pretend I haven't noticed her.
Selhurst in the lead from Parnell, then Fair World and Steel Pulse, then comes Gay-Lussac and Sukawa on the outside, then Brigadier Gerard and Bog Road and Riverman, the back marker of the 9 runners as they race towards the mile marker, with Selhurst being joined by Parnell. Sukawa's on the outside with Fair World, and then Gay-Lussac and then Steel Pulse and Brigadier Gerard and Riverman and Bog Road. Past the mile marker now, and Selhurst disputing it with Parnell in second. Then comes Fair World, then on the inside it's Bill Williamson on Steel Pulse, then comes Lester on his outside on Gay-Lussac, and then Sukawa on the outside of them. Poised just in behind them, Joe Mercer on Brigadier Gerard. Then comes Bog Road, and still last is Riverman. They're coming up now towards the 6 furlong marker, and as they do so, it's Parnell, the fractional leader on the outside of Selhurst. These two who've been disputing it for a long while now, from Fair World in third. Then comes Sukawa on the outside with Gay-Lussac, and on the inside it's Steel Pulse, and Brigadier Gerard coming to join that group as Sukawa fades a little at this point, and Riverman makes ground from the rear. They're coming to the home turn now, and as they do so, it's Parnell, Willie Carson, who's gone to the front with the Brigadier Gerard bursting through towards the outside, and it's Brigadier Gerard in second place now. Parnell the leader from Brigadier Gerard. Then comes Selhurst, then Gay-Lussac under pressure from Lester Piggott, and then making ground on the inside is Riverman as they come to the home turn. It's Parnell from Brigadier Gerard, then comes Selhurst, then Gay-Lussac making ground towards the outside, then comes Steel Pulse and Bog Road, and then Riverman. They're well into the straight now, and it's Parnell from Brigadier Gerard, and Brigadier Gerard will have to stay now to peg back Parnell as they come to the 2 furlong marker. It's Parnell, Willie Carson from Joe Mercer on Brigadier Gerard. The crowd can sense another triumph from the Brigadier. Riverman's coming with a great run towards the outside, but the Brigadier has taken it up as they hit the furlong pole. It's Brigadier Gerard from Parnell, then comes Steel Pulse and Riverman towards the near side, but it's Brigadier Gerard from Parnell as they race up towards the line. Brigadier Gerard to make it 15 out of 15. Parnell is second and Riverman is third, and at the line Brigadier Gerard the winner.
Life is the name of the game, and I want to play the game with you. Life can be terribly tame if you don't play the game with two. And I want to play the game with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, children. Welcome to the Generation Game. Nice to see you, Oh, yes. Yes, 50 full minutes of fun and frolics. And that's difficult to say if you haven't had a drink. Which proves I'm sober, and I hope you are. Stay alive and rise and drive. Oh, we have got a funny party upstairs. Could be a strange night. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the part of the show where we always meet the hostess for the series. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the lovely Anthea Redfern. Rise and drive now. All right, my love?
Yes, fine.
Oh, by the way, I meant to ask you all day, how have you been getting on with the new crew?
Fabulous. They're a lovely bunch. They really are.
Yeah, they seem all right.
Yeah, they're really a lovely bunch. Mind you, there's one of them.
Yeah.
He is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Masculine. Yeah. Just handsome. 6'4", at least 6'4".
Really?
Yes.
Don't mean him, do you?
Yes, I do.
Oh, ferret face?
Yes.
He's more like 5'4".
Look, he might be 5'4" to you, but he's 6'4" to me.
Hello, hello, hello. What's a foot?
About 12 inches.
Get off! Not you. I mean, not you. I'll see you about this after. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look now at the people who are going to take part in the generation game. There they are. There's the over there, lads, here, and bring the first couple to us.
Alonso a little slowly out of the gate. It's Charles out in front, setting the pace to Goldrad second, Brigadier Gerard occupying the rails position in third, and the last three at this point are Home Guard, Alonso, and finally Lord David. They've covered just about a furlong and a half now, and it's Charles still who jumped out first, out in front. Brigadier Gerard has now been taken up into second, Goldrad on the outside shows in third. Then comes the Irish challenger Home Guard in fourth, and the last two, 5 and 6, are Alonso and finally Lord David. They've almost covered 3 furlongs now, with all 6 runners very closely bunched together, still headed by Charles, who continues to make the running from Brigadier Gerard 2, Goldrad 3, Home Guard 4, Alonso 5, and Lord David 6 and last. Inside the final 7.5 furlongs now, with the French-bred Charles continuing to make it from the champion Brigadier Gerard in second, then comes Goldrad third, and the last 3 still Home Guard, Alonso, and Lord David. Now they're racing towards the last 3/4 of a mile of the eclipse, and as they do so, it's still Charles from Brigadier Gerard and Goldrad. The order, in fact, virtually unchanged, except now that Alonso's dropped back last as Lord David moves up to 5th. Now, this is the halfway point in this 85th running of the eclipse, and Charles continues to show in front with that chevron on the jacket and the white cap, Goldrad in second, Brigadier Gerard very close up in third, as they swing into the straight now with half a mile left. Charles nearest the rails, Goldrad is being brought up the centre of the course, Brigadier Gerard is running between these two now, Lord David making headway on the outside, with 3 furlongs left, the last 2 are Home Guard and Alonso. 2.5 furlongs left, and now Brigadier Gerard ranges up almost level with Charles, Goldrad coming with those two, Lord David very close now, 1/4 of a mile out, and Brigadier Gerard shows in front, the favourite in the lead now, Goldrad is just in second, and now Lester Piggott looking quite dangerous on Home Guard. 1.5 furlongs to go, and it's Brigadier Gerard with his tongue hanging out now, but in front still as Lester Piggott tries to get Home Guard up close, Goldrad in fact just hanging on to a second, but it's Brigadier Gerard now by 2 lengths as they strike the final half furlong up the Sandown Hill now. Brigadier Gerard by 2 lengths, Goldrad plugging on game in second, he's not going to catch it. This is the 14th winner of his lifetime for Brigadier Gerard, Goldrad is second. Then came
Mercer bidding for his 3rd success of the meeting, coming up to the line on Salas with the advantage over High Top. High Top's coming again though as they come to the line, and it's very close, it's a photo finish. High Top came
American
again.
Davis Cup man to serve, Jimmy Connors, 19-year-old left-hander. And the background of the match is that they've played 3 times this year. Five one down and 2 sets to love down.
$15 all. $15.30.
Once again, we are treated to a near miracle pass under pressure.
$15.40.
2 match points for the number 2 seed, Nastasi. That's it. So Nastasi wins that quarterfinal 6-4, 6-4, 6-1, and I can only say that at the moment I can't help thinking what a great deal that the Romanian has learned about tennis, match-winning tennis, that is, since last year.
Bernard Boy and Claudius right on the rails. Rapid River on the far side. That's the leading three. Then comes a prop just in behind them. And they're racing now to the final 2 furlongs. And it's Bernard Boy, Claudius on the near rails. On the far side, Rapid River. Then comes a prop, Prince Chad. They pass a 2 furlong from home marker. And as little a choose now between Rapid River. On the near side is Claudius. Between those two is Bernard Boy. And this could be a hope for the north as they race now towards the final furlong. It's Rapid River now takes up the running from Bernard Boy. Then comes a prop, Prince Chad and Claudius. They got about 150 yards to go, and it's Rapid River holding his own. And as they come now towards the past 75 yards, it's Rapid River from Prince Chad finishing strongly in second place. The prop is third at the line. Rapid River is first. Then comes Prince. Flag will be going up any second, and it's up, and they're under starters' orders, and they're off. And nobody really electing to go on at this early stage, whereas Roberto settles down in the lead from Bright Beam on the outside. Then just in behind them comes Ryan Gold, then comes Brigadier Gerard, and the back marker just Goldrad. As they run down the far side, it's Bright Beam gone right up on the outside, Roberto. There's little to choose between the other three. Ryan Gold near Sorrell, Brigadier Gerard on the outside, and Goldrad in 5th. As they continue round the turn with 7 furlongs to go, Roberto and Bright Beam, these two dispute it. Then comes Brigadier Gerard disputing 3rd place with Ryan Gold, and Goldrad now in 5th place. They run now towards the 6th furlong from home marker, and it's Roberto and Bright Beam still the 2 leaders. They in turn are being followed by Ryan Gold. Then comes Brigadier Gerard, and then on the outside and in 5th place is Goldrad. They very nearly enter into the straight, 5 furlongs to run. And it's Roberto nearest the rails, and on the outside is Bright Beam. Then comes Ryan Gold to race on the inside of Brigadier Gerard. Bright Beam just went a little bit wide there, but they have just over 4 furlongs of this, the Benson Hedges Gold Cup to run. And it's Roberto and Bright Beam and Brigadier Gerard now begin to close in on Roberto. Then comes Ryan Gold and Goldrad. They've got 3.5 furlongs to run now, and it's Roberto still the leader from Brigadier Gerard now begin to loom up size on his outside. Ryan Gold on the inside near the rails. Then comes Goldrad on the outside. Bright Beam now drops back to be 5th. They 2.5 furlongs to run now, and as Roberto still just has the advantage of Brigadier Gerard. These two are now beginning to draw away from Ryan Gold and Goldrad, but it's Roberto still holding the lead, and they've got about 1.5 furlongs to go, and Roberto seems to be holding his own against Brigadier Gerard as they run up towards the final furlong. It's Roberto holding Brigadier Gerard, and as they hit the furlong from home marker, it's Roberto running away from Brigadier Gerard. They've got about 150 yards to go, and it's Roberto. He's going to win no 2 ways about it. Brigadier Gerard can't get him. They've got about 50 yards to line, and as they come towards the line, Roberto is the winner, and Brigadier Gerard, unbeaten record, is absolutely smashed to smithereens, and then comes Goldrad.
Busted flat in Baton Rouge and heading for the train, feeling nearly faded as my jeans. Bobby thumbed a diesel down just before it rained, took us all away to New Orleans. I took my harpoon out of my dirty red bandana and was blowing sad while Bobby sang the blues, with those windshield wipers slapping time and Bobby clapping hands. But finally sung out every song that driver knew. Freedom, just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing ain't worth nothing, but it's free. Feeling good was easy, Lord, when Bobby sang the blues. Buddy, that was good enough for me. Good enough for me and Bobby McGee. From the coal mines of Kentucky to the California sun, Bobby shared the secrets of my soul. Standing right beside me, Lord, through everything I've done. Every night she kept me from the cold. And somewhere near Salinas, Lord, I let her slip away, looking for the home I heard she phoned. And I'd give all my tomorrows for a single yesterday, holding Bobby's body next to mine. Freedom, just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing ain't worth nothing, but it's free. Feeling good was easy. Bobby McGee. La 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 la, me and Bobby McGee. La 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 la, me and Bobby McGee.
In the centre, just leading still beyond the far side. Then on the near side comes Constant, sharp up in fourth place, and the leading four then followed by Most Secret. They've got about a furlong and a half to go, and his Deep Dive is still holding still beyond the far side. Then comes Constant, and the leading two going away from Constant. His Deep Dive is still holding the lead. They come into the last furlong, and his Deep Dive are running on in tremendous style. They've got about 75 yards to go, and Deep Dive is going to trot this one as they come up towards the line. Deep Dive is the winner. Sylvia second. Past me runs on tremendously into third place. Then comes Most Secret.
The post is late, isn't it? Eh? Said the afternoon post is late, isn't it?
You're not expecting to hear anything, are you?
Of course I am.
Yeah. One postcard you've had from her in 10 days, and that was over a week ago. She's blown you out, mate. She's not coming back.
Of course she's coming back. She's just having trouble getting a plane, that's all.
She could have walked on me now.
Look, it's very difficult to get flights at this time of the year when a man says so.
He didn't have any trouble getting us out, did he? You won't see her again. She's on the nest with old Oily.
Hasn't taken you long to get better, has it?
Yeah.
Now as they make the home turn, it's Redundant in the lead. Sparkler, Lester Piggott going up right on the outside there of Redundant. Brigadier Gerard moves up on the inside of Almajesty into third place now. As they round the home turn, it's Redundant Jeff Lewis from Lester Piggott on Sparkler. Then comes Brigadier Gerard Joe Mercer, and Almajesty relegated to fourth as they swing into the home turn. Lester Piggott looks over his left shoulder to see where Joe's got to, and Joe's going to have to challenge towards his outside when he comes there. It's the 2 furlong marker. It's Sparkler in the lead with Brigadier Gerard coming to the right of the picture now to come and challenge him. Redundant over on the far side. It's Sparkler from Brigadier Gerard. Sparkler, Lester Piggott, Brigadier Gerard, Joe Mercer, and Brigadier Gerard comes to take it up now as they come to the furlong marker. It's the old Brigadier Gerard going right away from Sparkler now. Redundant back in third place. The Brigadier lengthening his stride, striding up, getting a tremendous ovation. Another tremendous performance by him. This is number 16 of his career at the line. Brigadier Gerard's the winner. Sparkler is second. Redundant is third.
Mirage 1, Boucher now 2, Ginevra running past a towering steel pulse. Then comes Cara Cara. They're well inside the final 2 furlongs. It looks to be between Mirage and Boucher. Could this be another for Lester Piggott? A furlong and a half from home, and the crowd is going crazy here at Townmoor Doncaster with Mirage holding on grimly from Boucher. There's nothing between the two. This could be Athens Wood all over again. A narrow victory for Leicester. I think it's going to be. Half a furlong left, and Leicester riding for all his worth. His whip in his left hand. He's just got a win from Mirage. It's going to be close, but at the line, Boucher wins the St. Leger. Mirage is second.
He's so confident. When you saw him, it must have suited him. I thought that early slow pace suited this horse as well as anything else in the race. And Vincent O'Brien, who's now won his third St. Leger.
The size of those elephants.
Yeah. Good job the doors are shut and they can't get in, isn't it, eh? Don't want any more animals on the bus, do we, eh?
All right. Flanky, coming out with Flanky! Flanky, coming out with me, Flanky!
I can't help you, I've got one as well, haven't I? Watch it, Butler! Oh, here, Butler! Oh, for God's sake, stop!
What do you think I'm trying to do?
Oh, let me with this Butler, you see what I do!
Shut up, he's pulling me wheel!
No!
Get off, get off!
Oh, my God! What are you doing?
He's bumming me face!
Look where you're going!
I can't get away! Get off me!
I can't! Oh!
Oh, he's out of control!
Stop over!
You're the best tonight!
Oh, I hate you, Butler!
and just in behind them, I can see Brigadier Gerard boring right up on the outside. Then comes Riverman and Sol Argent, and they've under half a mile to go. And it's Howard just right against the rails. He still makes it from Still Pulse, boring right up on the outside. And Joe Mercer with Brigadier Gerard nicely poised close up in fourth as they come now to 3 furlong from home marker. It's now the Brigadier who now bursts through, and it's the Brigadier who now takes up the running. Then on the far side comes Boreen as they run now towards the bushes. It's Brigadier Gerard on the near side. Riverman making a run on the far side. Lord David in third, but it's the Brigadier in the lead as they run now towards the final furlong. It's Brigadier Gerard from Riverman on the far side. Lord David and Jimson. That's the leading four. They've got just about a furlong to go, and it's Brigadier Gerard, and the applause really rocking from the stand, and they're inside the final furlong. And what a way to finish career. This is Brigadier Gerard coming up to win his final race from Riverman. Then comes Lord David.
Jimson up the running from Roy Ben Maximilian as they come now to the final furlong. It's Abergorn on the far side who is in the lead. Roy Ben in second. Royal Captive running on into third. On the near side, it's Swinging Junior who leads them. And racing into the final half furlong is between Abergorn and Swinging Junior. These two are clear now, with making ground very fast indeed. Between them was Spanish Girl, but didn't...
Starry, starry night, blue and gray. Look out on a summer's day with eyes that know the darkness in my soul. Shadows on the hills, sketch the trees and the daffodils, catch the breeze and the winter chills in colors on the snowy linen land. Now I understand what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now. Starry, starry night, flaming flowers that brightly blaze, swirling clouds in violet haze, reflect in Vincent's eyes of china blue, colors changing hue, morning fields of amber grain, weathered faces lined in pain are soothed beneath the artist's loving hand. Now I understand what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now, for they could not love you, but still your love was true. And when no hope was left in sight on that starry, starry night, you took your life as lovers often do. But I could have told you, Vincent, this world was never meant for one as beautiful as you. Starry, starry night, portraits hung in empty halls, frameless heads on nameless walls, with eyes that watch the world and can't forget, like the strangers that you've met, the ragged men in ragged clothes, a silver thorn, a bloody rose, lie crushed and broken on the virgin snow. Now I think I know what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they're not listening still. Perhaps they never will.
and it's Canasta Lad from Beulah and Comedy of Errors on the far side, and Salviati and the Bugler and Callan. And over that one, it was Comedy of Errors on the far side of Canasta Lad, but Canasta Lad in the lead from Beulah tracking him, then Comedy of Errors, and they're racing round the home turn now, and as they do so, it's Canasta Lad from Beulah and then Comedy of Errors. Canasta Lad under pressure, being challenged now by the champion Beulah. Comedy of Errors well there on the stand side as they come to the final flight now. Canasta Lad gets good impulse from it. Beulah jumps in second. Comedy of Errors third, and racing up towards the line, it's Canasta Lad holding the champion Beulah. Beulah beginning his run now towards the stand side. It's Beulah beginning to get up now. He's going away from it, and coming up to the line. The champion retains his status. Beulah goes clear of Canasta Lad, and at the line, Beulah is the winner. Canasta Lad is second. Comedy of Errors back in third place, and then Dennis Adventure and the Bugler, and behind them comes Callan, and then Salviati. Barry Brogan will be as sorry as anybody at the exit of Spanish Steps, because it was on this one that he was relying for the strong gallop that Dickler needs to reveal any flaw in the stamina of the favourite Pendle. But Shawnigan still taking him along at quite a fair pace from the Dickler, Pendle, Dimwit and Esban as they turn for home on the first circuit. Shawnigan well clear still of the Dickler, the riderless Spanish Steps, then Pendle and Dimwit and Esban. Shawnigan over from the Dickler, then the riderless Spanish Steps and Pendle and Dimwit, and finally Esban. The last plain one on the first circuit, this one. Shawnigan jumps it in the lead from the Dickler, Dimwit, Pendle, and finally Esban. And now beginning a right-hand swing to approach the water for the only time, fence number 10 of the 19 fences, and Shawnigan in the lead from the Dickler, Dimwit and Pendle, and Esban is being pulled up. So 4 left. Esban pulled up, he was a long way behind. And the Dickler a little bit hampered there by the loose horse, and Shawnigan jumps in the lead from the Dickler, Dimwit and Pendle. And coming up towards another plain one, Shawnigan from the Dickler, Dimwit and Pendle. And now coming to open ditch number 12. This is the penultimate open ditch. Shawnigan from the Dickler, Dimwit and Pendle. A right-hand swing now. Spanish Steps, the riderless Spanish Steps, staying with them, causing Barry Brogan possibly the most worry, because he's just in front of the Dickler most of the time. But Shawnigan in the lead from the Dickler, Dimwit and Pendle as they come up towards another plain fence. Shawnigan from the Dickler, Dimwit and Pendle. Pendle very close in behind them now. Shawnigan from the Dickler, then Pendle, and then Dimwit back in fourth now. And it's Shawnigan from the Dickler, Pendle and Dimwit. And Spanish Steps has run out. He saw the entrance to the stables there very cleverly, and he nipped off through an exit there. And at that it was Shawnigan from the Dickler, Pendle very close up to the Dickler, and then Dimwit in fourth. Just 4 left. They come to the next. Shawnigan over from the Dickler and Pendle, and then Dimwit, who made a mistake at that one. Coming up to the next fence now, Shawnigan from the Dickler and Pendle. Shawnigan over the Dickler second, and Pendle nodded a little bit at that one. And coming up now towards the home turn with 3 fences left to jump, and Shawnigan in the lead from the Dickler and Pendle. And it looks a 3-horse race now with Dimwit for Ireland a long way behind him. It's Shawnigan still in the lead though, from Pendle moving into second, the Dickler third now as they round the home turn with 3 fences left to jump in the King George the 6th chase, and Shawnigan still in the lead from Pendle, then the Dickler, and Pendle coming ranging up now, upside Shawnigan, and Pendle jumps it in the lead from Shawnigan. Shawnigan and the Dickler coming to challenge towards the right of the picture now. Coming to the second last fence, and Pendle in the lead from the Dickler with his white face on the right. Shawnigan back in third now, and now coming to the final fence, and it's Pendle from the Dickler. The Dickler under pressure, and Pendle looks as though he only has to jump it. Shawnigan looks as though he's going to be pulled up as they come to this one, and coming to the final fence now in the King George. Pendle he has picked. He's going to maintain that record all right. Dick Pittman looks over his left shoulder. There's no danger whatever. The Dickler chasing him home and coming up towards the line. Pendle wins his 9th in a row. The Dickler is second. Last year's winner is second. And then comes Shawnigan, who got very tired. He looked as though Paul Kellaway was going to pull him up, but he's run on gamely to be third. And the Irish Hope Dimwit just coming up now to be fourth. And so the result of the King George the Sixth chase is first number 4, Pendle, owned in partnership by Mrs. C.C. Swallow and Mrs. G.D. Corbett, trained by Fred Winter.
And I see what I've been looking for. Now it's very clear to me we should be together.
You make me feel I could reach for the impossible.
And knowing how much you care, I'll be there forever. You know I'll beg, steal or borrow to give you sunny days, and in 100 ways I'll bring you love. You know I'll beg, steal or borrow, yes I will, to make your garden grow. And most of all, you know I'll bring you love.
I always knew that the world could be a fine